No, it's not a crystal ball. It's meant to demonstrate a flashing blue light, but it's a disco ball, so it's got all kinds of colours. But my point being that sometimes we end up in an emergency situation when something unexpected happens. So let's have a look at Burnout Buster number 20, red flag. Is this one of your red flags? This is about when you look in your diary, and in your diary there are hardly any spaces. You realise that you've crammed it so full that when people ask you for some time, ask you to do something, you just have no room. So what happens then when there's a bit of an emergency, whether that's pleasant, whether that's unpleasant, whatever happens, you haven't got space for it. And that is a huge red flag for the risk of burnout, because there is going to come a point where unexpected things happen and you just haven't got time to fit them in. So you end up working overtime, you end up missing your weekends, missing lunch, whatever it might be. Something else has to give as a result of that emergency situation. So, red flag number 20, when your diary is completely crammed. Is your diary back to back full? The problem being that, let's say for instance, you've got back to back meetings. Where is the space in which you do the work that inevitably comes from the meeting? Where's the space that you do the stuff you need to do in preparation for that meeting? You dash from one to another, probably beating yourself up for not having good prep or having followed up from last time, when actually that just hasn't been scheduled. And there's a danger that the only things that happen in your diary are the things that matter to other people. So that you need to be somewhere on time, you need to do what it is they're wanting you to do. So I'd like to encourage you, this burnout buster for red flag number 20, is to start to think about what's going to make sense in your diary. So you might, for instance, start putting things in your diary that are things you need to do, that don't affect anybody else, but you put it in your diary to make sure that it happens, so that you're not cramming everything in and feeling a little bit crazy or a little bit guilty, or things fall off your list. Also, to diary in what I call sanity spaces. So you're putting in, and it's unlikely that you're going to sit with your feet up having a herbal tea whilst all around you is chaos in those sanity spaces. There probably will be things to do, but they're things which aren't scheduled. They are just the things you need to do, follow-ups or preparation or whatever it is, just the everyday maintenance sort of things. So organise your schedule in a realistic way. Think about what you need to get done and diary time for it. Be realistic about how long things are going to take. It's really important. And if you have a shared diary, then here's a secret. Put in your diary QTFM meeting, which stands for Quality Time for Me, which is just one way to create that space that means you're going to be able to get quality stuff done, which is then going to mean that the rest of it is less chaotic. And if there are any emergencies, you've got a little bit of slack time. So it's a bit like having a bit of money in your bank account for a rainy day. It's like having your petrol tank full up in case you need to make an unexpected journey. It's about having a little extra in the bank so that you don't end up in a tricky situation. So rather than cramming your diary, see it as a resource that needs to be given priorities, and realistically giving space for the things that you know you need to do. Okay, that's it for now. Bye.